This is Mark Whitten.
This is Adam MacArthur.
This is Ann Yatko.
This is Molly Chung.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Yurchak.
This is Daquan Wilshire.
This is Lexi Nieto.
This is Rico Fajardo, and you're watching.
And you're listening to Spoiler Force Podcast. Set your heart ablaze.
All right, so this is episode 190 of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky, and thank you for tuning in. This is the countdown to episode 200. I've been waiting to do this because me and Bobby have been talking about this since like earlier this year. Rick and Morty is the show that like Bobby and I watched a lot when I was still living down there in Texas. I mean, Bobby, I think you got me into Rick and Morty because for me, the first time I saw Rick and Morty was like clips on social media, and that was like during the whole Pickle Rick phase. And then I think for I think it was a birthday or Christmas, he sent me like a care package of Funko Pops, and you gave me like Scary Terry, I think one of the Ricks, and then a Vegeta pop.
Yeah.
So how did you get into Rick and Morty?
Honestly, I just saw a lot of people like dressing up one year for Halloween, and it was like as Rick, and I was just like, who is this guy? And so I just started asking questions, and I was like, who are you dressed as? Oh, Rick from Rick and Morty. I was like, what's that? And then they were just telling me the show, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And so I actually got into it like later into the season where they already had like some ground development on the story. So I fell in love with it with that first few. I think it was like season 3 or 2. I can't remember. But then I was like, oh man, this is funny. So, it was the Szechuan chicken. That's the one where I actually started watching it.
Okay,
and,
so before Pickle Rick.
Yeah, before Pickle Rick. And so after that, and then I saw clips of the Pickle Rick one. And so I watched that episode. I was like, oh man, this one's pretty good too. And so I just told myself, oh, let me just start it from the beginning. And surely enough, I watched it from beginning to where it was at. And I was like, oh man, this show is hilarious. So
yeah, so like Pickle Rick started it all for me. And then like you, I went back and watched season 1 and 2. And then I think when I moved in with you and Lynn, that's around season 5-ish, right? You see, right before season 5 started, because season 4 I think it's right before season 5. So holy shit. Time flies, holy shit. So yeah, season 5-ish around there, and then we've been watching it for the premieres ever since. So for the folks who are listening, me and Bobby will be discussing each season episodically for the next few episodes. And so I think we'll be talking about Rick and Morty up until like episode 197, which is season 8. But let's just get started, man. This is the pilot season, or season 1 for Rick and Morty on Adult Swim. Creators are Justin Roiland and oh man, I forgot his name already. Dan
Harmon.
Yeah, Dan Harmon, I think. Yeah, hold on. Let me pull it up. So much for being a Rick and Morty fan. I can't even name the freaking creators.
All good. I don't even pay attention to who the creators are. I just watch the show.
Yeah, it's hold on.
Harmon.
Yes. Yep, Dan Harmon. Yes. Okay, good. So, and speaking of that, before we get started, check out the episode 189 with Carol Wyatt, who is the color supervisor for Rick and Morty. Great episode. She talks about some of the behind the scenes stuff that she got to do on Rick and Morty, and we geek out about Rick and Morty too. So that's a great way to start this whole countdown. But season 1, man, Bobby, what was your thoughts on the overall season for season 1?
Well, watching it, or going back and rewatching it, honestly, it was slow. Funny, don't get me wrong. There are so many great episodes, so many great lines in this season. But if I was to never have heard about the show and I just watched episode 1, I probably wouldn't have watched episode 2. It was a very slow. They kind of, they just added the characters. You're trying to get an idea about what this show is about. And it's going, Rick's taking Morty on these adventures, and it just doesn't make any sense. Space Invasion flip-flops and, whatever they're saying. It makes zero sense. And so you're just sitting there like, okay, this is a weird show. This is how I would have processed it. Because when I was rewatching season 1, I was trying to put myself into, okay, this is my first time seeing it. And it made no sense. Had some funny moments, but then it was slow. It was a slow start, but episode 2 made up for it. I'll tell you that much. So.
Yeah. I think for me, the overall season, like I told Carol, like I thought the colors were kind of, comparing it to the newer seasons, right? The colors are a little bit more flat. I guess their production budget wasn't as big as it is now. But yeah, like very much like you, like it was definitely a much slower, it's a slow burn show. In the beginning, like it kind of just jumps all over the place, and you kind of get the idea that it's just Rick and Morty going on these crazy adventures. Rick being the crazy smart grandpa, and then like you can kind of tell they're very much like what's that movie? Back to the Future. Very Back to the Future S characters. So you kind of see like what Morty goes through with Rick, and then I think in the pilot, I think one of the first funny things that Rick talks about is like getting the mega seeds. You got to put it up your butt, Morty. Like
I can't get it on my butt anymore.
And then the gravity boots. Like,
Oh,
yeah, you got to turn them on.
Yeah, I was trying to like looking back on the episodes, and I was like, man, some of this doesn't make sense based off of what we've seen in the new episodes, but kind of does. It like the part where he runs out of porta fluid. I was like, man, how did he run out of porta fluid? I couldn't remember because they had to go through the transport to get the seeds out, and so I was like, how did he run out or something? He's like, oh well, I went to the future, and in the future they had to. It took up so much of my porta fluid. I don't have enough to get us back, so now we had to go back this way. So.
And there's like a lot of like rewatching it. There's a lot of things that I caught on that, or at least because we were taking notes watching this too. So like, Rick mentions the neutrino bomb that he makes, and that's something like later on in the show, Morty figures out how to turn it off, a neutrino bomb. There's things like Rick's rant on school. He's like, like don't go to school. Like he tells Morty don't go to school, and you find out he only has like 7 hours of school time that's in school because of Rick.
And his grandpa, we've been leaving messages with the grandpa. He's the ones that's taking them
out. And then you get to meet Principal Vagina in there. That's the first time they go, that's his name. So that's pretty funny. But it's funny because like you kind of see more of this cosmic lore that they bring in this first episode, and then like you see when they're shooting the Galactic Police, and then he's like, they're not real, Morty, just shoot them, and then Morty shoots one. He's like, oh my god, he's bleeding. He's like, Glenn. He has an actual fucking name. He's like, I didn't think they were real. Like I told you so you could do it. So there's a lot of good like subtle funny moments, but yeah, this first episode was kind of like a slow burn. I think for me, if I was to watch it, I'd probably still give it a watch, but I wouldn't be as invested as I am now. I think it's kind of good that we watched it around that season 3 time where it picked up, so we can like, okay, we can watch this back to back. I think honestly for season 1, I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but waiting for a show like this weekly for season 1 would have been a rough watch.
Yeah, it would have been a rough watch, especially for me. Like I said, it wasn't until episode 2 that I was like, okay, this is actually pretty funny and good too. So.
So what were your favorite episodes out of this 11 episode season?
Don't get me started on that. There's too many good episodes from that's what I'm saying. Episode 2 was Snowball. Hilarious. Just because I'm a dog lover. And just having that, where are my testicles summer and dogs taking over and everything. And then they're just doing that bite off of Inception.
Yeah.
The Mr. Meeseeks episode. That was a great one too.
Oh yeah, I had that one marked down too. Mr. Meeseeks and Run.
And then I don't know. From there, it splits off between like either the episode where the Titanic episode, or either the episode where Morty makes everyone fall in love with him.
So Rick Potion 9, number 9.
One too. So I'll probably say the Titanic one just because that one was pretty funny. But then the Potion one just plays a pivotal part in all in the rest of it too. So that's why I say it's one of my favorites too. But I think definitely Snowball and Mr. Meeseeks. Those are the best. I feel like when they first introduced those two characters, and Scary Terry, I feel like those are like the best characters out there. So
you don't know me. I catch myself like saying that shit around the house sometimes. And then like Rick turns off the TV. He's like, "Oh, this is spoilers. I haven't got this far yet." Did you catch the part though, like where she's saying it, and then the guy in the part is like, "Then let me get to know you."
Yeah. I think it was I can't remember if it was on this season or the next season or something, but yeah, they do. That's the one thing I love about this show. Is just they have those subtle little continuations in there where every little thing from the previous episodes kind of play a part in the future episodes.
Yeah, that's why like rewatching season 1, you catch on to a lot of the things that get like brought back in future seasons or like future episodes. So that's why like I guess for me paying like really trying to pay attention to this. I'm like, oh, so this is where they get this from. Oh yeah, this is like reminders. I'm like, oh, this is where they got it from. For me, I'd say favorite episodes. I was gonna put down the Snowball episode, but then like the Meeseeks ones, like in no particular order. The Meeseeks and Destroy, that's one. Rick Potion number 9. Raising Gazorpazorp. I actually
Oh,
really
yeah.
like that episode. I actually really like that one. Like watching it again and catching on all like the subtle comedy that Rick
Yeah.
does in the summer. Like I actually really enjoyed Raising Gazorpazorp.
Yeah.
And then I'd say honorable mention would be um the one with, let's see, I think it's this. Oh yeah, the where Rick and Summer meet the devil, and then Jerry and Morty go to Pluto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my honorable.
Planet. Yeah, that one was pretty good. Morty Jr. one was pretty good too.
Where's your hands?
World domination. That was. I'll tell you, like there are episodes, and it's within those episodes that are just like little subtle funniness. That's why you watch the show. Like I said, episode 1 was slow, but they had some great funniness in there, and that's how every episode is. It's just little stuff in there that just makes you laugh, and it catches. So
Yeah, I think I kind of wish that season 1 had more of a like a canon, because it was kind of like one of those cartoons where it was just like every season was something different.
yeah,
And then like I think like you said with Rick Potion number 9, that's where they started adding like an actual storyline or like a base to the story, because that's where we get introduced the whole like Rick and Morty switching realities, and then like it's the start of like of them going more multiversal, and then like
the universe and everything.
yeah.
And I feel
And
like
then,
I don't know. You can speak on this too if you feel the same way too. Do you feel like it kind of like was jumping on like kind of how Marvel does the multiverse and everything? So I feel like they make fun of everything on here. So or they pull things from everything from like I said the Inception episode, and then like you said the episode 10 where they introduced the galaxy of Ricks or the Council of Ricks. You know?
that's a good episode too. Yeah, I have that on my list too. That's a good episode. I love that one. That's because that's the introduction to Evil Morty.
Yeah, and they even have like Doofus Rick on there. I feel like he's another one of my favorite characters too.
I just got done watching that like an hour ago. It's still fresh in my head.
It's so hilarious, man.
No, to add on to what you said, I don't know if they're mocking the multiverse from Marvel, but I'm pretty sure they're mocking it in general, just because I think at that time that's when like the multiverse thing started, where everything was multiverse.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, plus this is like a parody of Back to the Future, so like that plays multiverse too. So they're probably playing on that.
Yeah.
But I think with the Rick Potion number 9 episode, I really liked it just because like it was like the basis of, oh shit, so the adventures that they go on, it does get pretty crazy. Yeah. And then like I think he texted me. What was that?
There are consequences and everything.
Yeah. You know, like the whole time where like Morty's complaining to Rick, like, if it wasn't for you, then none of this would have happened. And then Rick's like, don't take the high road. All I did was ask you to give me a screwdriver. You wanted the potion.
Yeah, even at the end of that episode, he's like, look, see, if I didn't screw up as much as we did, we would have been dead like these guys. Because they had to jump to that new universe. But if he figured it out, he was like, oh, we could have been like them if I figured out how to solve this. So be happy.
Like his breakdown of like, yeah, so I had to like calculate which universes saved the planet, and then I got to calculate the ones that died so we can take their place. Like, holy shit, bro. Like, it's so good. But dude, I don't know if you caught this, but the animation sequence and like when they get exploded and their body flies to the wall, I don't know. I thought that was pretty clean for this first season, the way how they died.
Oh yeah.
And then like Rick and Morty's like, oh my gosh, oh geez, like what do we gotta do? We gotta bury them, bury yourselves. You gotta do it. So they gotta bury their own body in the backyard. But I do love the ending of that episode because you get to see Morty's like face of like just like regret and like what the fuck did I just do? Because they leave they leave behind their actual family, or the Prime family, put it in better terms.
Original.
Yeah. So like they leave behind the Prime family, and then I think you texted me earlier too, or not earlier, but maybe yesterday, where you were like, "Oh yeah, was it in your notes or you said Jerry has a job?"
Oh yeah, in the beginning, Jerry has a job. He's an advertising guy, and I was like, "Wow, how did he get a job?" Or those little subtle things, like he had a job in season 1 and 2, and then when they start messing with him in the simulator, and he's doing the Hungry for Apples ad thingy. So he had a job. So like, what happened to it? They just kind of like pulled it away from him all of a sudden too. So it was just like little stuff that I questioned, but I mean, it adds lore to the show too. So.
Well, I think he gets fired at the end because like I think it was one of those after credit scenes.
That's right, because he did a
He
bad
gets-
job on that.
Yeah.
For Apples. Okay,
He's like, I did this in the simulator and it worked.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
his
like-
boss is like, that guy goes home to have sex with his wife.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
exactly. He has to have sex with- yeah.
It just shows how stupid Jerry is. Like from the jump, Jerry is just so dumb.
Yeah, the simulator only needs 5% to trick Jerry.
And he doesn't like catch on to anything. Like, oh, this is Earth music made by humans. And then he just like rocking his head too. Like, oh, this sounds nice.
No, that even like I said, we're watching it. There's a lot of little details that you see that I caught when I was rewatching, taking notes too. It's like the Christmas episode where at the end Jerry's dad was like, Jerry was like, everybody grab a electronic device, and then you just see Gary's dad grab the camcorder to use.
Oh,
Love with
yeah, and he hides in the closet.
Yeah, it hides in the closet.
And he has the Superman shirt too.
Yeah, and so just little stuff like that, you're just kind of like, you laugh at because it's like, oh, okay, it plays onto the show and everything.
Yeah, Jerry's dad's a fucking cuck in the whole show. Like, dude, I'm surprised they didn't bring. Did they? I don't know. Maybe we'll catch it on in future episodes. But like, I don't recall them saying that like his mom broke up with that guy.
It doesn't say. I know that one episode, the fortune cookie episode, they re-show. That's the only other time they show her. I could be wrong, but that I can remember is that fortune cookie episode. But yeah, they don't show the dad, so I'm assuming he passed. And then same with the lover. He's not.
Yeah.
So, but who knows? Like I said, they can bring it back too and everything. So.
Dude, that episode is funny as hell. Just because like Jerry wants to have a normal Christmas.
Yeah.
He just goes to shit, and he complains about like everyone being on electronics, and then Rick comes back, and they're all on electronics.
Yeah. Now, even like I said, they're just so many little details in the episode that I actually caught, like the Snowball episode too. Like when Snowball takes all the dogs to another planet, and then Morty makes a comment saying like, "Oh man, there's something about like making a TV show." He goes, "Oh yeah, I would watch a TV show if it's made for like 11 minutes or something." And I was just thinking about Bluey, and Bluey's only like 8 minutes, so it's just kind of like a show about dogs that they used to actually make. So it's just kind of like compound on little details that they have about these shows.
And like Snowball mentions like a planet where we'll have health insurance for pets.
And then the other thing you notice too is when Morty's in his dream, you see that he has a bowl full of hamburgers. They leave food for him to doggy bone.
Treat him like a pet.
Treat him like a pet, yeah. And then like he's all like, "Oh man, we've been living 3 years here." He goes, "No, it's only been 5 minutes." He goes, "Dog years are longer, so it's like dog years are longer, so it makes sense that they're inside his head, and it's shorter time, but it feels longer." So
it's like, oh no, you really shit your pants, Morty. Yeah, you're all in there.
Yeah, I got some of the Inception machine.
No, I love that. Like fucking Jerry's so stupid too, because they threatened to cut off Jerry's balls, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna threaten me with a haircut?" So stupid.
Now, even the part where they got out, and he's all like, he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go mark my territory." He pees on the guns and everything.
Pees on the guns.
Jerry. Yeah.
It's funny is the voice for Snowball is actually, I don't know if you know this, but Rob Paulson, he's the voice for like Animaniacs and
oh no, I didn't know that.
Was it Pinky and the Brain? He does Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. He's the voice for Snowball.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. So
yeah,
that
so
was, I wish he was a character that they were brought back. They brought back Mr. Meeseeks, but Snowball, I wish they would.
Yeah, I think we only catch Snowball in like future glimpses of the like in the episodes. Like he's never
like a clip of him, the family helping him fight cats or something. But
yeah.
I think it's like a memory or like a universe type thing that they just show him. It's just a brief clip. Hilarious still, but I do wish that he'll come back too. So
yeah, I hope. Yeah, he doesn't come back at all.
Yeah,
but No, but in this same, it's funny too because it's like that's like the main plot in this episode, but like the subplot is them trying to get Morty a fucking A in math, and they just keep going to Mr. Goldenfold's dream.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love this. Like, if you die in here, Morty, if you die in the dream, you die in real life.
You try not to die in real life, just do it here.
And like Rick's way of just like trying to prove that Inception sucks is hilarious.
To prove his point, everything, dude. Even just to prove his point, he's so petty about it. And so he goes about his way just to get his point across.
And like they fucking go into like they keep diving in the dream levels, right? And then that's where they meet Scary Terry. He's like, oh, that's a legal ripoff of someone with knives for their hands. You know?
Ripoff of a legal character.
So they get chased by Scary Terry, and then like, what if we just hide? He keeps saying that we can run, but we can't hide. But what if we just hide?
Why would he tell us what we can do?
And I don't know, for some reason that's like the part I remember the most in this episode, just them hiding from Scary Terry, and he can't find them.
Yeah, and he gets tired. He
goes home. He has like marital problems, like not in front of Scary Brandon, you know, like
yeah, dude. Yeah, and I'm telling you, I think the Snowball episode is my favorite too. Just the like he creating the helmet, and then he knows, put the batteries in there to make them smarter.
Dude, the fact that Rick even built it like that to where it was easy enough for Snowball to put more batteries in there, like just double A batteries.
And you think Rick slowly evolve too?
Yeah. Like he starts talking, then he makes like the robot suit.
He makes the arm, and then he makes the suit. It takes over. So
then all the dogs take over the planet. I thought that was funny too.
Yeah, and even the part where he wakes up from the dream and he's all like, or in the dream he's all like, I'll do anything. I'll go into debt for my dog to save my human and everything. It's kind of like us. Like we would go into debt to save our dog. So when we really love them. So like I'm saying, it's those little subtle jabs that makes the show hilarious.
Yeah, you got Snowball cereal, right?
Yeah. I bought the Snowball. I only bought it for the little figure. I think I had it right here. I bought it for this little Snowball thingy. That is pretty cool. Yeah, it's like a Snowball Funko cereal, which the cereal was edible. I didn't eat it though, but yeah, I thought the Funko was gonna be bigger, but it was tiny. So, but now it's just a little desk item.
Yeah, let's see. Another episode I liked. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we can talk about the Meeseeks one since we both like that one.
Oh yeah, the Meeseeks. Yeah.
Fucking dude, Jerry's request for the Meeseeks.
Well, it's just funny because Rick is like, keep it simple. They can solve simple problems. And so he's like, make me a better, a fuller woman, or make me popular at school. And Jerry's just two strokes off golf, and they can't figure it out at all.
Like, Meeseeks aren't supposed to live this long. It's weird.
And then the Meeseeks brings another Meeseeks to help them figure it out, and they all can't figure it out.
Because like, they just how dumb Jerry is throughout this whole show, right? Because like even when they come back home and he's like, man, my Meeseeks been around for hours, or he's been around for this long. It sucks. And then Beth and Summer's like, oh, ours has been gone for hours. Like they're not here anymore. And so Jerry, not thinking that he's the problem, keeps thinking, okay, it's the Meeseeks that's the problem. So he just leaves. He just leaves them behind. And then that's when they end up fighting each other and like go off and try to fight Jerry or kill Jerry.
You wrote me into this. And no, you wrote me into this.
They just start fighting each other. And then, dude, this episode is also the subplot for Rick and Morty where they go on the fantasy adventure and meet King Jellybean.
Yeah,
dude, like I'm telling you, these episodes, like, it's like having two episodes in one, man. Like this episode is so good too because you get to see a more darker side to Rick and Morty with this whole fantasy adventure. All because Morty is like making a bet with Rick, saying that he can't go on a Morty adventure, and Rick's bet is
adventures aren't good, and Rick, I don't. Your adventures suck. You don't know how to do adventures and everything. So the whole time Rick is just like, you can't do adventures, so that's why I don't let you pick them. And that's why Morty's like, okay, well let's do one. If I can get a good adventure, then I get to pick other ones. So It's hilarious. And then just
The bet's like, if you quit or like we stop halfway through, you can no longer bitch about my adventures.
like my adventures, yeah.
And then if you win the bet, then he gets to pick every 10th adventure.
Yeah, and so even like that, like he quit, because of the
Yeah.
guy, the restroom incident and everything.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's just all like, I want to go home. I want to quit. And then, you see Rick just like kind of, oh, I got Oppie Schmeckles. We can use him to get down. And, but Rick knew. So it's just hilarious, man. That like
Yeah.
little stuff like that where there's just, and then Rick knew and he took revenge at the end to kill him and everything.
I love seeing the soft spots that Rick has for Morty, man. Like,
Morty, yeah.
even though like all the things he does to Morty's like super fucked up, like he cares for Morty, which is why I love it, because like you see after like when King Jellybean walks out the bathroom beat up, Rick eyes him down. It's like, oh, something happened, and then like when Morty freaks out seeing King Jellybean being the king of that town, he wants to leave, and then Rick kills him at the end.
And then they
I love Rick, man.
And they're all like, they have to keep it a secret.
Oh, dude, the Diddy part at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's something like this show is the show got a bit dark at that moment, because like it's true in today's world there are secrets like that, with certain people where they're like, we want to remember them for who they were and not what they did, and they kind of just like they destroy the evidence. And
Yep.
yeah, and it's super fucked up, but like it's crazy. It takes like cartoons like this to kind of like convey these messages. But man, yeah, that episode was a great episode, man. Like from them climbing the beanstalk to the giant accident,
trying to get tried for murder, and these little people didn't have the rights read to the.
Yeah. Like that's how they got away, because they didn't get their rights read.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then them climbing down the steps.
Yep,
They took them forever.
I could just porter us out of here.
Oh man. And then when they walked in the tavern, and then Rick sees like what was it, like the stair people?
Stair people, yeah.
He's like, what are you looking at, motherfucker? Dude, like, oh my god, dude, it's hilarious, man. Like little things like that is hilarious. And the waitress had to like calm him down, like, oh, don't worry, the stair people look at people like that. Don't worry about them.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, I would say, how did you feel about the Intergalactical Space TV episode?
Oh, the interdimensional TV?
Yeah, interdimensional, yeah.
Two brothers. That's two brothers.
Yeah. And the ants in my eyes, and then the
Oh,
fake
man.
ears,
Dude,
and then the baby legs.
oh yeah, baby legs. This is regular legs.
Yeah,
And
this is
yeah,
how
I need a
fall when I
partner.
ran.
I love it. I love it for the improv. You can clearly tell that Justin Roiland and the writers were like just throwing in mini shorts in there. Like
do anything you want to do that doesn't have to make any sense.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like these are probably like bits or like maybe ideas that they had for future shows, or like maybe for Rick and Morty episodes that didn't make the cut, and they just kind of like threw them all in there. And you can tell by the improvisation from like Justin Roiland's voice, like he's like two brothers, and that's it. That's what it's called, two brothers. So
You hear them laugh too.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know it's like fake, because I can't figure it out. They're just like, that's it.
and the ball fondlers are just
Ball
the fucking
fondlers.
A team.
And then the what is it? The hamsters living in the butt and everything.
Oh man, yeah,
Like,
that was
wait,
funny
wait,
too.
Do they live in there? Do they poop in there? How does it work? He's like, that's it. We'll go and figure it out.
Did you catch it? Like it was actual apartments that they lived in.
Yeah.
Like in the butt, yeah.
And then it's funny because that was the one where they get the goggles too, and Jerry's like an actor.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And Beth becomes a real doctor, but then like Summer puts it on, and she's like, she can't find a universe, and she's like, oh, so you're telling me that when I'm born, you guys live a dull life because we're just playing card games and everything.
Yeah, and then she wants to leave the house, and then
Yeah,
that's when
yeah.
Morty gives her the reality check, like, hey, like
Yeah.
just live in the moment. We don't know what's gonna happen, because this is what happened on me and Rick's adventures, and we buried ourselves
Over there.
outside.
So, yeah.
I like
the turquoise.
yeah. And then Jerry's like, is that like something that she's gonna be a stripper or something?
Yeah.
Like she's gonna go and do drugs or something? I thought that was funny too. Like it just like this episode, man, it did touch. Like if you don't catch on to what they say in this episode, like you miss out on like what they're doing, and you just kind of get like caught up in like the interdimensional cable. I mean, I sent you like a picture. Like they even had like a small clip of Game of Thrones, which I never caught that before. Like I didn't I had to pause it to see that. I never caught that they put in like a parody of Game of Thrones in there, and everyone's just short.
Yeah. But then, like, even
But
at the end of that episode too, this is like, Beth and Jerry find each other in that other universe too. So it's just
yeah,
like they're meant to kind of be together type thing.
yeah. I mean, like even in the beginning of the show, like I never caught on to this too, where Beth was already like, contemplating divorcing Jerry.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like she already brings up the fact that like, oh, we're not really talking, or like she kind of wants to
In the
be apart.
relationship, yeah.
Yeah,
And, like Mr. Meeseeks talks him through it too.
yeah,
And so yeah, it's I was gonna like it's just little stuff like that where it's just kind of she's thinking about it and it's like Rick does something to kind of screw it up too. Like whenever the potion episode,
yep.
she falls back in love with Jerry because he's becomes masculine and everything too. And so, but then that's the other weird, confusing part too. Is like whenever they jump universes, doesn't that already happen? So does she like fall back in love with him and everything? So it's just little weird stuff like that that can kind of confuses me, but kind of makes sense too.
I think if anything, my thoughts on like it has to be like they're happy when there's no Rick and Morty,
Yeah.
because I
When
think
no
Beth kind of yeah, because at the after credits scene where they talk about where the Prime family's like, oh, where's Rick and Morty, and Beth's like, I don't know, I don't care, I'm happy,
Oh yeah, I'm
like
happy. Yeah,
yeah. So like I think the real issue is Rick and Morty,
yeah, yeah. They are the
because
real
they're
issues, though.
yeah, because they are so worried about Morty being influenced by Rick, and then you have Beth's like daddy issues with Rick, and then Jerry can't intervene because if he kicks him out, then Beth gets upset because Rick's left before.
Yeah,
So like there's this whole dynamic that they built, they snowball down and build up in like the future episodes, which I really like that they still focus on that, where like the familial problems that they have between Beth and Rick is like one of the main plot lines of this whole entire show.
yeah.
Is that like Rick is a toxic person to the family, but then they still keep him around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that and then when they jump realities, and then like it's like they're kind of like back in the same spot again, but then it takes like again, like you said, it takes something stupid. Rick has to do something stupid, or Jerry does something stupid, and then they fall back in love, and then they fall back out of love again. And yeah, it's a lot of little things, man. Like I think they kind of tease this idea just to see how the fans would react, because I think it giving Beth and Jerry like some sort of marital problems like shows how dysfunctional they are, even though they're not like Rick dysfunctional. Like Rick's super dysfunctional in the show, but like it shows the family like, oh man, like they may not be smart like Rick, but they're all just as crazy as Rick is.
I mean, it shows like Beth is his daughter, like
Yeah,
just little stuff that Beth does and has and everything. So
she's an alcoholic. She drank
yeah,
that whole box of wine.
dude, everything. Like, even like an episode where she can't admit that she's wrong, and Rick won't admit that she's wrong or he's wrong and everything. So it's just like they are like father daughter type thing too. So
I think what's funny too is like in this first season they mentioned the idea that Jerry's insecure about being smart.
oh
So
yeah,
that Pluto episode. So
yeah,
like,
the
you know,
episode.
yeah, he wants to be smart because that's why Morty's so like he thinks that's why Morty's always with Rick because Rick's smart.
Or, yeah,
Like it's just funny because Jerry tries to be smart. He just makes everything worse.
yeah.
The whole Pluto episode, that was a good one, man.
How
Like
did
that
you
was
feel when you pooped your pants? No,
like
even that episode that when because how they have like stories within stories, and that's the one where Summer gets a job with the devil. And
yeah.
then, Rick is just so petty that he like uncurses the devil's items and everything.
Dude, I never caught on that it was Rick being jealous.
Oh yeah, no,
Like
yeah,
I never caught on to that. I just thought he was being petty, but it was him being jealous that Summer didn't want to spend time with him.
yeah,
But he never admits to Summer that, oh, I want to spend time with you.
yeah.
He
He'll never
always
admit
brushes
to
her off.
that. So
Because like they even with the Gazorp episode where he says like, oh, I'll never bring a girl on trips, and then like he makes his point like, you see why? Because your boobs are out. That's why I can't bring you on trips, on adventures.
just put the sign. I have to fix my portal gun.
Dude, I love that. We're like, Summer, put the burqa on. She has to wear the fucking burqa over her face.
Yeah.
and it's just like this whole subplot of him like making fun of feminism in front
Yeah,
of like feministic women.
like the part where they're getting what is it the trial, and they're like, oh, well, you gonna drop that rock on me? And then they're all like, no, it's gonna bring a yes, it's gonna drop a rock on you. God, this guy's an asshole.
They didn't want to be wrong, but they're
Yeah.
like, but they didn't want to tell him that he was right either.
Yeah, and it's like, just give me a gun, I kill myself.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, that's so the writing's so good. Like
Yeah.
even like when Summer's like, oh, look at my top, the name of the top, and like
Oh yeah.
mark something, and like, oh,
Yeah.
those are names of the penis, you know?
This is the name of the penis.
And like this subtle like clapback where the leader of the female reserves like, we'll send you back to where you live, where women are kind of equal but not really, you know.
Yeah.
They make fun of both sides, which is
Yeah.
why I love it. It's so funny that they like bring up this whole feministic idea in the show and still find a way to make fun of it from Summer's point of view and then from Rick's point of view, because they think they're equal but then they're not. And then like, you know, when they're getting like force choked, and then Summer brings up the whole like, you know, women get paid 70 cents to the dollar to men, and then
Oh,
Rick's
yeah.
like, why do you bring that up now? Because they're getting choked.
Oh man, even like I said, there just so many little good plots or little things in the story or each episode that's good too. So
Oh man, I let's see, what episode do I want to talk about next. Let's see, we talked about. Oh, okay. So I forgot to bring up this part in the beginning of the Pluto episode where Rick makes the butter robot.
oh yeah, when it's
He's
my
like, yeah, he's like, you passed the butter. Like, oh my god.
oh my god, and Morty uses it as the science fair project.
Yeah. Did you catch? Did you? I didn't catch it either. I can't believe all these years of watching, I didn't realize it was Morty jerking off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jerry walked in on him jerking off, and that's why he was like, "You never know what you'll see."
Yeah,
It's just better to knock, you know. Like,
I'm a teenager. You gotta knock.
I never caught on. I don't know why I never caught on to that. I was just like, it's like, oh, that's what he was doing. He was jerking off.
Oh man, it's even like the sex robot one. Whenever he got the robot, and then you just hear the room going.
Yeah.
And then they're all like, should we intervene? And they're like, no, we'll intervene. Walk in there while a teenage boy is, you know, exploring. And then when Rick goes up there, when Morty kind of gets them, and they're like, they make the little comment like, now if we hear something, we intervene. And so
And then they jump in there anyway, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is not cool, you know? Like, oh,
yeah, and then the parents walk in like, that's disgusting. And then they try to figure out what's going on. So
dude, I don't know, man. If I was a parent and I heard my 14-year-old son doing that shit, I'd be like, dude, go take that shit somewhere else, man. Like we're trying to eat. Like,
or like be discreet about it or something. Man.
just like I love the whole process of just Morty being like, you know, you never buy me anything, we never get any souvenirs, and
like lure him in or sucker him into buying it. Yeah, I'll take this, and then get my grandson the sex robot.
and of course it's Rick that buys him something like this. You'll never see Jerry buy it. Beth won't buy it. It's Rick that indulges in his wants. Like Rick's like, okay, you can get it.
Even the design of the sex robot is fucking hilarious, dude. The way it looks and everything.
It's just like a robot face, but they're just human boobs
And
then robot limbs.
and
Yeah.
everything.
He named it Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn, yeah.
Me and Gwendolyn. No. We did this and it started floating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that episode, man. Just because like the whole process of Morty Jr. and him, you know, Morty trying to be a parent, and you just see like Beth and Jerry just scoff him and like judge him, like oh yeah, nice Morty, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Just like, why can't we go outside? Because I said so. And then he snaps at the kid.
What can I go? What is it? The death, destruction,
Damnation.
Damnation. Yeah.
Like when he's a teenager, like you're Morty Jr., you're smoking.
Yeah.
You can't smoke in the house. Like, oh, I can't even go outside.
And then everything's a lie. 9/11 was an inside job.
Dude, this whole part was hilarious because like he goes off on that rant and then he goes into like the 70s 80s montage where he gets
Yeah,
angry
yeah,
and then
just
he gets
going to the
bigger.
hall or the
Yeah.
streets, destroying things, breaking bottles and everything.
I love that, like the clip I sent you where he grabs the car and then like Jerry's just sitting there honking, like
Oh yeah,
hey, like, he just honks the car. Like I said, Jerry's a fucking idiot, man. Like I love like these little like if you watch the background after Morty does the whole like "Where's your hands?" Like it's just Jerry hugging his car, like caressing his car because it got dropped. And then at the end of that episode, you see like Morty Jr. he writes the novel like
oh yeah.
My Horrible Father. And then so like they just go through this whole rant of like this is why like parents are just kids raising kids,
Yeah,
and then
trying
like
to figure it
Morty, yeah, parents aren't perfect, and then Morty's like I just hope he's doing okay. I hope he's eating, like just oh that episode is one of my favorites, man. Like it's besides like it's just I guess as I'm older now I just learned to appreciate seeing the comedic side of like man like, like when you don't listen to your parents and then you do the same thing your parents do and then you see why they make fun of you because you're doing the same
Yeah.
shit
I
like
mean,
that.
it's just little stuff that you got to think about too. Like you said, it's just parents trying to figure it out too, And so that's literally what life is. When you have a kid, you're trying to figure it out with your kid too. So,
Oh, the episode I wanted to talk about was the console Ricks episode because
oh yeah, that's a
because
good.
this is where they start expanding more on the lore
Mhm.
and like it's the introduction to Evil Morty, who is one of my favorite characters. Um, I just think it's hilarious in the beginning where it's just Rick wants to eat pancakes
Oh
and
yeah,
they won't let him. He's just
yeah.
trying to go back to eat pancakes the whole time.
And they frame them for the murders of the other Ricks and everything, and they're
Yeah.
just building the Rick Morty machine to block them from finding them.
I like this whole process because like when Rick's explaining to Morty how the Citadel was made, just like
Oh yeah,
because like all the Ricks who don't want to get caught came together, and he even makes fun of them like you guys wanted to get away from the government, so you became a fucking
became the
government.
You hate the government so much, so you became it.
And so like there's all these little things that it's just like Rick hating himself because he knows himself so well,
Yeah, he's the
and then
best Rick. He's the Rick of them all, and so he knows them.
and then like I don't know if did you pause to look at the background like to see the various like Ricks and Mortys, like there was like the cowboy Rick and Morty, the green alien Rick and Morty, there was
Oh
like the
no,
painter Rick and Morty in the
I mean,
background.
I've seen a few of them, but I haven't like actually paused and looked at it too. So
Yeah, I did a little bit earlier. I didn't catch all of it, but I just wanted to see the background to see what they added because Carol who's the lead color supervisor was on like the majority of season 1 and 2, so she worked on that episode too. So I just wanted to see what they added in the background like for color and all that stuff. It was pretty cool, man, seeing all that. Like after talking with her, dude, like that's why I kind of like paid attention more to like the color scheme and the background art and all that stuff to see what they added. Like I don't. She said that they didn't like they added a bunch of random things in there, but it wasn't like it had to be the same throughout the whole show. Like so, like
yeah,
they couldn't add like more things as the show went on. They had to stay in this continuous canon for like all the background. So the colors had to stay the same. The house design had to stay the same. So like they did add random things. I was trying to see if she could explain like in Rick's garage, you know how they have like time travel
oh
stuff
yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
all that
That's
stuff in the background.
yeah.
I tried to ask to see if like what was there any reason for that? And she just said like, oh no, it was just random stuff we threw in there. So
I mean, but they do stick to the same setup too. Like the house always has a picture of Snowball on
yep,
the wall and everything. TV and couch is always the same.
yeah.
Everything is always the same too. So I'm glad they keep it that sense. So
Yeah, I think it would ruin the continuity if they keep changing it.
yeah, I mean
Like,
even in that episode too, whenever like the Rick and Morty's are jumping through different dimensions and everything, and they're in that restaurant and they
oh
find
yeah,
them, and he's all like, "Hey, we're looking for people who look just like us, but hey, we're gonna put this X on our head to tell you that we're the ones, the good ones, and everything." And then they run out and they're like, "Hey, he's running on the bill, the X."
Red X, Red X. It's like it's like I love like this alternate reality that they keep switching into because it's the pizza ordering people food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
or it's the pizza
telephone.
ordering food that has people on it,
Yeah,
and then it goes to the I wrote it down. It goes to it's the pizza, and then it's the phone ordering sofa food,
Yeah.
and then the third world is sofa ordering phone food.
Phone booth. Yeah, it was on a dial. No, wireless or a
Yeah.
rotary or something. Yeah.
And then like the humans are the furniture. So like when Rick and Morty were walking around, the phones were like looking at them like, holy shit! Then there's the homeless version of the phone, and he thought he was like out of his mind because he saw
Yeah.
Rick and Morty walk by. And then what's funny too is like when they were like red eggs, like the planet that evil Rick and Morty were on had like the X shaped clouds.
Oh
The
yeah.
red, the red X shaped clouds. And so they use and then you learn in this episode that like it's the reason why Rick is always with Morty is because the Morty waves canceled the Rick waves.
Yeah. So he protects them from all of from people from being. He's basically a shield.
Yeah. And then like Morty learns this cold truth.
Yeah.
And he's just pissed throughout this whole show or this episode. And he's like, "You use me as a force field?" Like, no, I don't use you as that. And then they talk about like this whole like matrix of Mortys that they're using. And the thing that, and again, something else I didn't catch on. The things that's like stabbing Morty is that same thing that Rick was gonna get used on when they were like, "Oh, that thing that stabs you in the balls 10 times every 10 seconds." Like that's what it was, and that's what's stabbing the Mortys to keep them like on the wall.
And the shield. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Rick mentions like, whoever made the design is not good. I could do the same thing with 5 Mortys and the jumper cable.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't do.
They do. Yeah. No, I mean that episode's good because, like I said, it just it gives you, like I said, it gives when you watch the later season, it gives you so much depth into like the Council of Rick and Evil
Yeah.
Morty, just everything that's going on in this universe. So
And I love like the cult of the Morty cult. We're like, we're waiting for the good Morty or the one
Yeah,
true Morty.
one
And this is
true
a little
Morty.
comic strip, the good Morty. It's
No,
so stupid.
there's one where what is it when Rick and Morty are like getting away from the Ricks, and then Rick tells Morty, he's like, "Oh man, they're probably with your parents or your family right now, but they're gonna be messing with Jerry for a few minutes, so we got a few time." So like he knows them the best, so they actually are messing with Rick, like calling him, forgetting.
They're gonna mess with Jerry, and then and when they get tired of it, that's when they'll catch up to
It's
them.
like,
It's so stupid. Jerry just gets picked on by them, and then he gets defensive when Doofus Rick talks to him. It's like, are you fucking with me?
Yeah. No, Jerry. It's the honest truth is that you found value in it.
Dude. And Doofus Rick's Morty is the Eric Stolz mask Morty.
Yeah,
So he has an ugly Morty too that doesn't even look like a Morty. He's
'Cause
like,
he never
yeah,
found
Eric.
love.
There's a whole planet of people that has Eric Stolz mask face, like, and that's his Morty. I wish they touched up more on that instead of just showing that little cameo. I thought that was hilarious, but they should definitely touch upon Doofus Rick and
Oh yeah,
and
Doofus
Masked Morty.
Rick is one of the funnier characters, and one of my favorite characters on there too. So.
Like, he eats his own shit, right?
I gotta tell a few Ricks about this.
Dude, I love like the concept of evil Morty though, because like you think this whole time that it's in evil Rick. And like when he's showcasing, like he's like, I arranged this to show you the most evil Rick to the least evil Rick, and the one between them.
Yeah,
he's like, this guy is really weird.
Yeah,
that's all you get. There's no number to him. There's nothing. It's just a Rick between our Rick and evil Rick, and he's just like, this one's really weird. But like they touch up on at the end, with evil Morty surviving, and when the reveal, I love this reveal that like there's because even Rick talks about it. He tells Morty like a bad Morty or like a Morty that's defiant is a problem, and I wrote it down. He said, let's see, a cocky Morty leads to problems, and that's a real bad thing. That's what Rick tells Morty, and that's kind of like a hint that like. If Morty becomes smart or more secure in himself, it leads to what evil Morty is. And we'll touch upon this in the future episodes. But man, just that reveal of evil Morty taking off his eye patch and like just blending in with the Mortys, like in Hannibal, just like he goes off in the distance. I love that reveal because like it shows you, okay, so it's not just Rick that's like the main antagonist or the one that's causing things. Like now there's a Morty out there that's just as bad as Rick is. Like I love that. That's a great cliffhanger to future episodes. And then I guess we could talk about the finale, man. Like, what did you think of the season 1 finale? Because this is where they introduced like Rick's friends,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Aberdolf
person,
Linkler,
yeah, Adolf Linkler, bird person, who is it?
yeah,
Squonky,
Squanch, yeah,
yeah,
Squanchy,
Gearhead,
Gear.
yeah. That's what I was gonna mention too. It's just like all his friends, all the everything about his world. You kind of get a taste of it, and then I mean that I would feel like that's the main part. The side part was the whole Titanic episode, which was fucking hilarious. Like that one was. It's just for the life of me, I never understand why somebody would want to try to experience what that tragedy was. You know what I mean? And so they just make a big lore out of it, like, oh yeah, you could do the James Cameroons or something, and then like do the Jack and Fabricio thing and everything. And
Oh yeah,
so
they go to the bow of the boat to recreate the
on the boat,
scenes,
and
and
it,
then they
it's
they
little,
have like collectible debris where like
yeah,
it's the door that Jack
the
and Rose
door.
sat on.
Yeah, no, I mean, that part where the lady makes Jerry draw her. Did you ever look at the picture?
Yeah, it's so ugly. Jared can't draw her. That's how I would draw if a girl was like. A girl was like, draw me like your French girls were. That's how I would draw you. Like,
Scribble it on there.
just a big face and boobs.
Boobs,
That's it. That's how I would draw. That's how my drawing would look. Yeah, that this whole Titanic subplot's hilarious because like they're just making fun of people who go and do that, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're not gonna hit the iceberg, so we're not gonna have an accident.
But I mean, going back to the plot of the story and everything too, about them having the party at the house and Adolf Linker and everything. So, I mean that plays a role too, because like I said, that introduces all the character. Bird Person. This one, Bird Person meets Tammy, and that plays a big role and
Yeah.
everything too. So,
Did you catch what Tammy said? She's like, she watches Bukake and all that. You never, oh my god, dude! Like that's like something like it's like a scene where they're just panning over at the party, and Tammy says something about like watching or wanting to participate in Bukake, and then that's when Bird Person comes in.
oh yeah,
and Rick introduces Bird Person.
Yeah.
And then yeah, did you also catch that there was some Citadel Ricks that joined the party too?
Yeah. They're walking out. Yeah,
They
I bet
walk-
he was friends because like he says like he's cool with like 3 Ricks. So.
Yeah, I love when like Rick and Morty has like big character moments where you just see a bunch of randoms in the background and like you just
Yeah.
oh yeah, those are those. Even like I want maybe to touch back on too like the Pluto planet, like those aliens were on the simulation episode too. They were like background characters in the simulation episode.
Oh, no, I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Pop-Tart in that episode too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
is that normal seeing a Pop-Tart driving a toaster? Like, why would he drive a toaster?
Who would put a hot dog or bun with the hot dog between a bun or in between the bun?
Oh my god, dude! Like, oh, hilarious. No, but back
Yeah.
to the finale, man. Back to the finale. I just like that. You know, like you said, they introduced Rick's world into this finale and tease you with like all these other characters. You know, Bird Person, Squanchy, Gearhead. You kind of get like this idea that,
Mobius.
yeah. Like you get this idea of who Rick is outside of the family, and then like you see Summer trying so hard to be popular, and that's like a common thing throughout the show too. And then she's so mean to her friend Nancy,
Yeah.
pushes Nancy, and then they push Linkler to Morty, and they go find us these crystals.
Yeah.
And Rick just
Waxy
cuts it up and snorts it.
to get
So
high.
stupid. Oh my god! Like it just and then Brad, when Brad confronts Linkler.
Oh yeah. Like,
it's
let's
like
get down on my knees. Dude,
it's so-
I'm Abraham Linkler.
I'm half Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's hilarious seeing all those interactions. I also think like how adamant Beth and Jerry were like don't
Oh yeah. Don't mess up the
don't
house.
throw a party, don't do anything, and then like whatever is in Rick's garage escapes, and that Summer's just like, oh, I'm throwing a party.
Party, yeah.
Yeah. And then
And
like
they,
yeah,
even at the end when they freeze everything just to fix everything, and they're like, oh well, how long do you need? And like, oh, we just need to fix everything. So
and then they steal the TV and then watch Titanic, and they're like, this movie sucks. I do like that, like, you know, in this show, man, like they ended off well for season one. Like the first half was like a slow burn, but once it got towards the end, that's when the story started picking up. You kind of see the change in pace in the story. So like I think overall this first season was done pretty well, man. Was there any other things you wanted? Like, was there any other funny parts of season one that you wanted to talk about? I think we were pretty much through with our favorite episodes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I hit most of it. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Let me take a quick look here. Third person, fire, Titanic cruise.
And yeah, like Bird Person takes off with Tammy.
Yeah,
That was funny.
those there.
Oh, and then you learn what Wubba Lubba Dub Dub means.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because Rick keeps saying it, and then like Morty's like, yeah, it's just a stupid catchphrase that he keeps saying, and Bird Person translates it, and it's like, no, it's his cry for help. He's in deep pain.
Yeah.
And then like I love this like ending where Bird Person was telling Morty like, look, this is your chance to either one, stop having these adventures with Morty or with Rick, and because you have this. You're fighting your ideas of either going on adventures with Rick or staying home and doing nothing, and this is now your chance because your parents are coming home.
Yeah,
so
exactly. You're given an
you choose,
opportunity to not to do it anymore, and he still wants to go on the adventures.
Yeah, as much as Morty complains to Rick and bitches about everything, Morty wants to go on these adventures with Rick too, and
he still loves
like,
this at the end.
yeah,
So.
I'm telling you, man, this family's like watching it more and more. Like this family's toxic as hell, man.
That's hilarious, though, man. Like, I can't wait till we get into the other seasons too, because it gets better. So
yeah, like or I'll drop this little egg in season 2, like they're called a panda.
Bro, like even the anatomy part where they had the Panda Express in there too. So
yes, Panda Express. Like, what's that smell? Oh, the Panda Express.
Panda Express, yeah. So like they all have like little lures in each episode that keeps going on too. So,
dude, the voice of Pancho in that episode, he's the guy that does Uncle Ruckus's voice from Boondocks.
Oh, did not know.
Yeah, I didn't catch on to that. And then the guy that plays Lucius Needful, the devil in the devil episode, that's Alfred Molina. He's Doc Ock from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Oh, really? Dang.
Yeah.
I remember seeing something where a video clip of like they're showing all this the celebrity voices that they've ever done on here too. And so like we'll get into those later because I know there's a few good ones later on.
Dude, season 2 is where we're gonna get into.
Like the Pickle Rick episode, they had a good cameo in there too. So
they have a lot of good like voice actors. They have Tom Kenny in here, it's like voice of SpongeBob, Bro Paulson.
I mean, they even got what's his name? Elon Musk in there too.
Yeah, Elon Tusk.
Elon Tusk.
Yeah, they do such a good job of just like keeping this. It's an odd thing where like it's such a expansive universe, but they keep it also condensed in these episodes where like they don't veer off too far. Like they don't go to one extreme then to one extreme where the storyline is all over the place.
Yeah,
I like that. At least in season 1, everything was pretty condensed and like you kind of got the picture of what the show was. And then I think what they did great with the show is like they were really good at giving you cliffhangers. In episodes. Yeah. Like it's like a lot of what if directions, like, oh, we can go this route or we can go this route. And I thought that for what the writers had at this time, I thought they did really well. Just the way how they ended off the season was good. Now, I gotta say though, I'm like I love season 2. I can't wait till we talk about season 2 because I think we're gonna go more into depth of like the characters, the lore, and all that. So
the episodes too. I feel like
dude, like
a lot of good episodes. So,
but I think this is a good way to end off this episode, man. I think season 1, like I said, it's good enough to just watch and enjoy. For folks who have not watched Rick and Morty, please do. This is just mine and Bobby's opinion of the show. We were just talking about what we liked about it so far. I'm sure there's things we missed because I know that for sure. All the Rick and Morty super fans out there are probably like, "Oh, you guys missed this. You guys missed this." And that's why it's so hard to kind of like want to review Rick and Morty because these fans are crazy, man. Like the Reddits,
they definitely don't missed or don't see.
Yeah, like I don't know if you read some of the Rick and Morty Reddits, man. Like it's crazy that some of these fans like remember the lore, remember like cameos, remember like, oh, you guys did this. Because even on the episode of Carol was like, yeah, but sometimes if we forget something happened, we go to the Rick and Morty Reddits and look at what they said. Yeah, that's how they remember. Like, oh shit, dude, like that's crazy. Because these super fans, man, like these super fans are like obsessed with this show, man. And that's why, like, for me, I feel like as much as I love this show, I don't think I'm on that level, man. Like,
100%. I am not on
dude,
that level at all, too. So
it's crazy to see how folks love this show. But like I said, man, it's always fun to talk about Rick and Morty with you, man. I'm glad that we're finally able to do this, just because this is something me and you both watch. When we're just cleaning the house, having
having
dinner,
all in the background.
background noise, like. I remember, like, what makes me think of Rick and Morty the most is when we had the taco night, man. Like, we just, we just,
Tacos and watched it.
yeah, it just had fun watching Rick and Morty, man. Like when there's nothing else to watch,
Yeah,
want to watch Rick and Morty?
You never
Just
get
put it
tired of
on.
it. Yeah, you'll fall asleep on the couch, wake up, and you're on a funny episode. So.
Oh man. But again, this has been fun, man. Bobby, thank you for doing this, man. I can't wait to see you for the next episode when we talk about season 2.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, and for the fans and followers who are watching, please check out that episode with Carol Wyatt, man. That was such a good, insightful one. I'm gonna be honest, I had half the time, like, I did not know what I was talking about. Like, I was learning as she was telling me all this stuff, and I didn't think that there was just so much that went into the animation and production side of things. Like, I know that it's a lot of work, but when she was talking about the process of it, I was like, man, I have no idea what she's talking about. I gotta learn this stuff. If I'm gonna talk to animators and people on the production side, I gotta learn this stuff. So yeah, but she was nice, man. It was a fun episode. It was fun to geek out with her, and I can't wait to geek out with you again, Bobby, for season 2. But yeah, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to Spoiler Force. If you guys like this episode, please share it. And then keep an eye out for our season 2 review. I don't think I want to give us some time to like watch it, take notes, and that way we're not like back to back. So I'll drop that episode whenever we do get to it. But then, yeah, we're going to be talking about the rest of Rick and Morty from seasons 2 to 8. Hopefully, we get some more Rick and Morty news as we do these episodes too, because I know they've been renewed to season 10. So it's going to be a lot of stuff going on for the Rick and Morty lore. But yeah, Bobby, thank you for being on the podcast again, man. Can't wait to talk to you on the next episode here. So yeah, this is episode 190 of Spoiler Force. Make sure you guys continue to just watch out for these countdown episodes. I think once we're done with the Rick and Morty reviews, I'm gonna try to plan something special for like the next episodes leading up to 200. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and have a great day.